Cryptocurrency is going to have a giant milestone coming out soon with Congress having their bill passed, the Clarity Act bill passed through the House. The next step is basically for Senate to come out and pass, get that passed through. What is the act? What is the Clarity Act? So the main reason for the Clarity Act is to bring an end to basically the gray zone, or just, the uncertainty of what digital assets are, and basically drawing a line in the sand and saying, these are securities, these are commodities. And to give a quick definition of the difference between securities and commodities, securities, what the SEC would consider a security, would be basically like stocks, right? Apple, Tesla, Google, they issue out stocks. Those are considered securities. Commodities, this would be like oil. Gold is a commodity. Gold doesn't have a company. Gold doesn't have a business where they issue out stocks for people to buy a part of gold. You either buy gold, you don't buy gold. It doesn't do anything. It's more of a store of value. And so the government has declared that and defined many cryptocurrencies as commodities, where Bitcoin is a commodity. It's like a railroad. Ethereum is like a commodity. It's a railroad where you could build on top of it. You could build your business on top of it, and you could sell shares to your business. But the actual cryptocurrency, the actual blockchain, is not a security. It's a commodity. And so this is what the Clarity Act is actually trying to boil down to, is the difference between securities and commodities. And that's going to be a big win for the crypto space. So that's basically that. And I also wanted to mention Terra Luna, because Terra Luna was actually supposed to be a cryptocurrency, but they crashed because they were not a commodity. They were more of a security that actually ended up being more like a Ponzi scheme, because Terra Luna, so I believe it was Terra Labs that had their token called Terra, and instead of being pegged to the US dollar, which most cryptocurrencies are, most cryptos are pegged to the dollar. That's why they have value. And that's a whole video in itself, discussing how money and the dollar got depegged from gold, that the dollar doesn't really have any value, but I believe that cryptocurrency being pegged to the dollar is actually helping the dollar. So that's just my take on that. But here, back to this Terra Luna story. Terra Luna, just imagine this company, Terra Labs, creates a token named Terra, and they decouple themselves from the dollar by creating another token called Luna, and basically the value of Terra was based off the value of Luna token, and the value of Luna token was based on the value of Terra. It was this giant Ponzi scheme where people were essentially there was no dollar behind it, so billions of dollars got flooded into these cryptocurrencies, and before people realized it, the bottom came out. Somehow it came out that Terra Luna was not an actual cryptocurrency commodity, and so the whole bottom came out, and that was that. So the fact that, going back to the Clarity Act, the fact that, like in the name, the fact that everything is becoming more clear on cryptocurrencies is a big win for the crypto space and people who are invested.